Hello everyone, I am here in my well-known forest talking about things that I find very interesting about Dutch culture, Dutch places and basically Dutch behavior. If you have a subject that you want to know more about, for example something that's culture or something in Dutch behavior or a certain place or a museum that you want to explore, put them in the comments below. I will try to visit more places and get back to subjects that maybe I haven't thought about. But something you probably never heard of is Smartlappen. I'm going to talk about Smartlappen, and you think, what is that? And Smartlap is not what you think it is, because it is a song, and it is the name for the song of life, especially lives that are horrendous, that are tragic, and are not the best of lives that you can imagine. The name Smartlap was originally used to be very condescending because people didn't like this genre of music. It is very dramatic. The word came into use in the 1960s with the growing popularity of artists like de zangeres zonder naam. So the people who did not like the genre called it a Smartlap because it reminded them of the cloths that they use in Catholic Church during Lent. These cloths usually depicted the suffering of Jesus Christ, so they were depicting like the tragic death and were very dramatic. But these Smartlappen also reminded people of the rolling cloths that were used by street singers from the 17th century on. These cloths usually illustrated the chants that they were singing, and they were usually about horrific things like manslaughter and war and that kind of stuff. And the earliest version of the word Smartlap is from 1936, but it didn't really have a meaning. It only became the meaning as it is now during the 60s. And in 1973, the dictionary usually referred to Smartlap as a name that was into vogue in the 60s and given to what is a song of life. So while it was growing in the 60s, it became very popular in the 1990s because there were Smartlap choirs and festivals coming up. And the fact that it was somewhat referring to the old class of the street singers in the 17th century gave it this really age-old tradition look, age-old tradition vibe, even though it's actually quite modern. Smartlappen exists in all shapes and forms. I used to listen to a lot of them when I was younger, and I like the classics more than the more current ones, but that's just a matter of opinion. If you want to listen to what actually is Smartlap, I have some examples. One that is very dramatic is Jacques Herb with Manuela. It is one of my favorite examples because it's so overly dramatic, and if you translate the lyrics, you will immediately know that this is a Smartlap. Another example is Ben Kramer's The Clown. There are multiple versions of this song, and you would never expect from the music that it will be a Smartlap, and that's why it's so interesting to listen to this one. Lenny Coeur the Troubadour is also very nice. It's more of a 60s, 70s vibe, and I believe it's actually from a song festival song. So very interesting as well because it became popular in Europe. De Vrijbuiters met Rode rozen gaf jij aan mij. Red roses you gave to me. And in this version it is basically the first person form that's sung about. And of course, let's not forget the one who made this all popular, de zangeres zonder naam. She has a tremendous amount of songs that are Smartlappen. And I chose Ach vader lief, toe drink niet meer as the main Smartlap because it is one of the best depictions of a Smartlap. It is about a little child that is worried that her father is drinking away all his earned money so they cannot eat anymore. And the child is basically singing to their father like, please dad, do not drink anymore. And that's basically the basic of the Smartlappen. If you are listening, put on closed captions on if they are available. It makes things much easier, or find the lyrics and Google Translate them or something, because it will make things way easier to understand what it's about. Because sometimes the music does not show what it actually is about, which is one of the main reasons why I like Smartlappen anyway. I'm going to listen to Smartlappen now. See you next time. Catholic Church, when they were depicting okay, they were I can speak English and Dutch, but not at the same time, because then you cannot understand me. Yeah. And in 1973, the I can do this. I have practiced this. I can do this. Some positive reinforcement.